So I want to give you an exercise on how you can get into this flow state, this absolute flow state where you're connected to God himself. You're connected to all the information, just like the movie Limitless, when Bradley Cooper took a pill and then he was connected. He had no anxiety. He had no fear. He was able to calculate and formulate all these different strategies and make all of this money because he was connected to this source. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to cover Resolve to Have Reality Transurfing Chapter 24. But what I like about this chapter is it goes over flow state, about getting yourself into flow state and allowing things to happen. And when you do that, the impossible becomes possible. And that's what he covers here in the principle. When there is not a single shadow of doubt, desire, or fear in your mind, but just resolve to have, then the impossible becomes possible. You can pass an exam without knowing the subject. See, when you're in this flow state, you're able to do these things because you're connected to God himself. When you're in this flow state and you're completely disconnected from your ego and everything around you, and there's no doubt in your mind of anything. You just feel it. It's like an intuition of the end result, whatever you're trying to do, and then you're led through that. And sometimes, like when I used to do this flow state, I would actually almost like black out through the whole thing and it'd be over, and then I would accomplish it. It'd be done, or I'd find it, or I'd make this amount of money, or I would do this, or I would do that. And it would happen like so naturally in this state. But that's exactly what he's talking about here. So you can pass an exam without knowing the subject, sail through the most grueling of interviews, secure a super lucrative contract, win a hopeless case, and charm people you never dared dream would be in your league. Let go of the desire to achieve your goal. All of these things. Be dispassionate like a samurai who lives as if his body were already dead. Be reconciled with an idea of defeat, but in your thoughts, imagine that the goal is already in the bag. Cast hope aside. Hope is the lot of salvation of the weak. So hope is weakness. Faith is success. So this is kind of like that movie. It's called Limitless with Bradley Cooper that's in it. And he actually takes a pill that actually does this. He puts him in like flow state constantly. He has no anxiety. He's connected to all the information in the universe. He's connected to God himself. But this is not something you get from a pill. This is actually something that you get from deep meditation and connecting to the source and infinite intelligence and learning how to go back there constantly and be in this state of flow. And once you learn and you do this so much with practice and connect and disconnect yourself from the 3D world, the objective world, and then go to the subjective world, which is within, and connect yourself to all information, that's when you're in this limitless state or this flow state that he's talking about right here, which is absolutely possible with practice. You can do this. I did this so many times, and it took me a little while to get it, but once I could connect to the source, and once I learned through practice how to do this and become this limitless, it was almost like that exactly like that movie where you're just connected to everything. You have all of the answers and you have all of this information that you can just connect to at any time and solve any problem, figure anything out. It's like you have this connection to God himself and all the information, and anything you're trying to figure out, you connect to that, and you see the end in your mind in this flow state, and then you're led right to it. Like it'll happen, and you'll be the person that you need to be, and you'll be able to know the knowledge that the things that you need to know in order to get there. You're going to intuitively know all those things as you start stepping into that place. And it's really amazing the way that this works, and it's really awesome that he's covering this, but he's not saying flow state, but it's something really similar to that. And in his interpretation here, it gets kind of confusing, so I kind of want to explain this when he goes over internal intention and external intention or outer intention and desire, and how that all works with the physical world and achieving your goals. So we're going to get into the first part here. So desire is when you focus your attention on the goal. Okay, so that's when your desire comes from that. When you have a desire or a want for something, you're seeing yourself having it. Like that moment, you're in that feeling. That's what gives you the desire for it. You're picturing having that new car or having that relationship, already being in it, or having that house, having that amount of money. That's where the desire comes from, is your ability to picture it just for that split second. And then you're like, oh, I want to have that. Okay, so that's the desires. That's what he's talking about here. That's what you get from, that's how you get a desire. So internal intention is when you focus your attention on the process of progressing towards the goal. Okay, so this can be confusing. So when you set an intention or when you impress the subconscious mind with a new version of yourself with this internal intention, you're automatically going to be focusing your attention on the process of progressing towards that goal. That's just going to be the new version of yourself that you've impressed into the subconscious mind. So this is internal intention. And then he goes over outer intention is when you focus your attention on how the goal is manifesting of its own accord. But I believe that outer intention is not necessary because inner intention is all that is required to impress the subconscious mind. And then any outer intention you have is going to be based on that inner intention or that inner impression that you've made on the subconscious mind. It's going to be expressed. So your outer intention is just going to be focused on the goal itself. It's going to be the new version of you, or it's going to be finding a way or finding people to you that are going to express that new version or that thing that you want to have. All right, so inner intention helps you achieve your goals within the physical world. Yeah, this is true because once you have that internal intention and you impress the subconscious mind internally, that's where free will is contained, is internally. And once you do that, then you will be led, to achieve your goals within the physical world, like he says. But outer intention selects the goal from within the variance of space, which is true. That's how you find your desires from the outer world. Like your 3D world's what you see things, you're like, I really want that relationship. I really want that person, or I really want that car, or I really want that house. I want to have all this money. I want to have this career. I want to have this purpose. So that outer intention of finding what you want to have is then used for the inner intention, and then it's pushed out and expressed out through the subconscious mind into the new concept of yourself, or whatever you're trying to do, be, or have. Okay, so the next part of this is inner intention is aimed at directly influencing the world around us, whereas outer intention allows the goal to be realized in accordance with the intention. Unconditional, unreserved belief in success is what triggers the workings of outer intention. Usually the mind desires and the soul protests, or the soul longs for something and the mind won't bring it into play. As a result of which, the image that stands in front of the world mirror is blurred and indistinct. When the soul and the mind are united in their striving, a clear image is generated which is instantly materialized from the variance of space via the mirror. So when the soul and the mind are united in striving a clear image, so when your conception of yourself has lined up with the thing that you want to have, do, or be, then everything will instantly materialize either from a natural state or a sequence of events, or something that may happen instantly or very, very quickly into your 3D world. So you have nothing to lose. Your options are limited only by the clarity of your intention. Or your options are limited only by the clarity of your imagination, your ability to visualize, or your ability to affirm and really picture in form your wish as being an accomplished fact. So I want to give you an exercise on how you can get into this flow state, this absolute flow state where you're connected to God himself. You're connected to all the information, just like the movie Limitless, when Bradley Cooper took a pill and then he was connected. He had no anxiety. He had no fear. He was able to calculate and formulate all these different strategies and make all of this money because he was connected to this source of alignment. So I want to give you this exercise, and I like to call this exercise, this meditation, the brand new meditation, because you're going to go into this meditation just for a few minutes and completely still the mind, slow the mind down, and just sit in a position where it's completely quiet, and you imagine yourself and what it would feel like to be brand new, like a newborn baby into the world. Like you don't have a past, and then you don't have a set future. You don't have all these limitations. You don't have all these beliefs, these limiting beliefs in your life. You were just born. You are brand new. And I want you to meditate on this feeling. And if there's anything in your life that you're any answers you're trying to get, or any problems you're trying to solve, or anything you're trying to create in your world, you'll know exactly what to do when you come out of this meditation. Just do this for a few minutes and focus and imagine that you're a newborn baby. You're brand new. You were just born into the world. You have no limiting beliefs. You have no limiting ideas. Everything you consent to be true is you just reset everything in your life. So try this exercise, and if you have any problems in your life or anything you're trying to do or any issues you're trying to solve, You will know exactly what to do when you come out of this meditation. And if it doesn't work for you the first time, keep trying it until you get it, till you can really land this feeling of being brand new. All right, that's the end of this video. I love you guys very much. And I also have a course on the flow state in the description below. It's the very first link if you want to sign up for the Mighty Networks. I do have a course available on this meditation technique and getting into flow state if you'd like to go further into this. All right, guys, I love you, and that's the end of this video. Don't forget to give me one thing you guys are grateful for, or any success stories or any future content you want me to put out. Go ahead and put all of that in the comments box below, and I will see you guys in the next one.